All right, good morning and welcome to this active flow and breathwork class. Today's class is going to be a exercise in fully supported practice. A fully supported practice is the theme for today. We're going to get right into it with some activating breath, and then we're going to come down onto our mat and feel into being supported as we move through some movement practice. Will be 30 to 40 minutes all told, including the intros. Want to say for those of you that come back and watch these later in the library, the idea is these get archived in the library and you come back and visit these practices at any time. And if you do, just you can always just kind of skip the first 5 minutes where we do the grounding and landing and just get right into the practice and the replay if you want, or you can always ground and land every time, which is always a wonderful thing. So as always, I remind you of our first guiding principle: support precedes action. And so please take a moment to ensure that you have all of your supports available for you in your practice today. Blocks, straps, bolsters, eye shades, blankets, a chair, whatever you need to support yourself in your practice. Make sure that's available to you here before we start. Maybe clear your passageways. We're going to start with an activating breath of fire, so you may want to do that bit of thing, especially if you live in a high pollen area like me. And then secondarily, I want to remind you, as always, that it is your practice. So while I'll be offering and inviting and suggesting some things from over here, the only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. And please take advantage of your options in order to vary or modify any posture at any time, take any alternate posture at any time, come out of any posture at any time. Recognize the wisdom of your own body, listen to your body, and honor the wisdom of your own body by giving your body what it needs. Your body will tell you what you need. Listen to it. Your body's voice is much more important than mine. So please be in your practice today. All right, as always, we're going to ground and raise gratitude and set intention, and then we'll move into our breath and movement. So find a supported posture, whatever that means to you. Maybe you're seated in a chair with your feet underneath your knees. Maybe you're on a bolster or a mat or a blanket or a cushion rooting into your sits bones, whatever it is, however you are. Maybe you're lying on the back, maybe you're up against the wall. Whatever you are, however you are, feel into the supports. And by that, I mean, bring your awareness to the sensation of feeling at whatever part of your body is in contact with something. Notice that sensation of connection. Feel into that sensation of connection. Turn your mind to that sensation of connection as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then feeling into that support by feeling into those places of connection, I invite you to root in, as if you could extend roots down into the earth to hold you steady and sure as you lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the crown, lengthen through the spine. Tuck the chin slightly. Feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And then come into the present moment by coming into the breath and coming into the body. The body is our vehicle into the breath is our vehicle into the body and the present moment. So enter into that vehicle. Bring your awareness to your breath. Find the inhale as it appears underneath the nasal passages and begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Full inhalation, deep body cavity, front, back, sides, full 360 breath. Complete exhalation, emptying completely, letting go of everything that is no longer needed. Having established yourself here in the present moment, stay right there, be right there at the beginning of each inhale. And exhale. And on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. Maybe breathing left hand over the heart, right hand over the left, or hands in prayer, feeling the warmth of the connection of the hands and the heart, feeling the rhythm of the heart begin to match the rhythm of the breath. And then allow to arise, if you will, in your heart space, gratitude, a sense of gratitude, a person or place for which you're grateful, maybe just the possibility of gratitude today. Whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth, see it clearly in your mind's eye. And I invite you to anchor your gratitude right there at your heart space. And then finally this morning, I'll invite you, if you choose, to set an intention for your practice, perhaps a simple intention to keep your gratitude anchored or to be right there at the beginning of each inhale. But whatever your intention is, I invite you to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then as you hear and feel the echoes of your intention in your body, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, bow your chin to your grateful and intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention as I say, Namo, Namaste. And release the hands, lift the chin, align the spine, find your supported posture for breath. So maybe you want to adjust in order to prepare for this breath. We're going to do a breath of fire to get started, an activating breath, a Bhastrika breath, a bellows breath, an engagement of the diaphragm with the breath. Now, if you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, just do long, deep breathing, full inhales, complete exhales. Remember that it's your breath and your practice in your rhythm, in your space. So you may be different than me. You may hear me breathing. Your rhythm may be different. That's absolutely as it should be. You are you. And so find your rhythm. And remember that don't overthink it and don't overdo it. It's an equal inhale and equal exhale. We're just emphasizing the diaphragmatic movement, finding our rhythm. We're going to be here for a bit. Just getting into it this morning. So you have options for your hand position. You can keep the hands on the knees, palms down for grounding, palms up for inspiration, thumb and forefinger lightly touching. You can bring the hands to prayer at the chest. You can bring your thumbs to the third eye to fire up that third eye out in your breath, or you can take the arms up as I will be doing, 60-degree angle, fold the tips of the fingers back to the tops of the palms and breathe from here. Your choice. We're just going to activate here. So I invite you to find your posture, root in, find your arm position, take a full inhale, and begin. Now remember your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice, in and out through the nostrils, utilizing the diaphragm, finding that rhythm and feeling into that. Being very present. Now remember, even though the diaphragm is moving, the breath is going in and out, the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostrils and the diaphragm. And the focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or the tip of the nose if the eyes are hooded and narrow. Just be in your practice. Feel into this. Anytime you feel like you've lost it, just back off a little bit, start over. Anytime you feel you're getting overactivated, stop, because that's not the effect here. You want to feel very active here, very present, very content. Energizing the body and mind connection through the breath. Let the arms do what the arms do. Be in the breath. About 20 more seconds. Take a full inhale. Bring the arms up overhead. Lengthen through the fingertips. Lengthen through the crown. Relax the shoulders, even though the arms are up, and lift gently at the base of the spine, pelvic bowl, heart, Gently retain this breath for a moment. Lifting. Yeah, everything centered. Present and content. When you are ready, gently exhale, let the hands float down to the knees. Bring the thumb and forefinger together. Be very still. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice your experience. Feel into what has shifted for you. Simple practice. 2 minutes can entirely shift your approach, your connection, your feeling, your presence, the way that you're being in your day. And that is our purpose here, to utilize our practices to shift how we're in the day so that we can be in the day in a different way. And today, we're going to be in the day in a way that is fully supported. And so let us begin that process by coming around to our mat, onto our backs. We're going to begin on our backs today, lying down, and extend the feet, heels and toes touching. Extend the crown. Bring the arms down by the sides, by the hips, palms down. And then just feel the entirety of your spine. So if you feel a little arch in your lower back, which is a tendency of the lower back to arch, imagine you could pull down on your ribs, on the side ribs, so that you could feel that lower spine against the mat. And then take a moment here to just let the toes fall open. Turn the palms up. Lengthen through the crown. Again, gently tug at the side ribs, and then just let go for a moment. Take a moment here to let go and just feel the entire backside of your body on the mat. Feel into being supported in this moment. Feel all of the parts of your body that are in contact with mat, and feel into that sense of being supported here. You're fully held here in this moment. And then let's begin to move a little bit with the breath. Now remember, alignment of breath with movement is the key here. We begin with the breath. So inhale as you bring your heels and toes together and take your arms overhead. Interlock the thumb. Either way, it doesn't matter. And then on your next inhale, lengthen through the fingertips and press through the heels. Feel that full supported backside. Feel the entire length of the back of your body here. And then exhale, let the toes come back to neutral. Switch the interlock of your thumb. And then as you inhale, lengthen through the fingers and now press the toes away from the face. Feeling the full length of the top of your body. Breathing deep. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. As you exhale, release the toes to neutral. Release the hands down by the sides. Palms down. And then bring the heels toward the hips. Walk the hands out about 60 degrees so you have some space. Walk the feet out to the wide edges of your mat. Let your knees fall in. This is your active rest position, and we're going to work from here to just gently tease the hips open by windshield wipering the legs. So inhale here, and then exhale. Let both knees go to the right. Now just a little bit. We're not trying to overdo it here. Just allow the legs to roll over. And then with your breath, inhale back to center, and exhale both knees to the left. Now your opposite shoulder will try to come off the mat, and that's your edge. Try not to overdo it. We're not trying to work past the edge. We're just trying to gently allow, and then continue with your breath. Inhale to center, exhale over. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. And just do a couple here. We're just teasing the hips open a little bit from side to side. One more each direction. Come back to neutral when you're ready. Walk the feet back in together and bring the heels closer to the hips. Bring the hands in alongside the hips, palms down. Find your support. Again, root into the support. Feel the entire spine, the back of the head on the mat, the feet on the mat. You're fully rooted here on the inhale. Press in. And then on the exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees. Squeeze a little bit. Feel into that lengthening here. And then release your hands down by your sides. Again, palms down, forearms down for support. Now we're just going to move gently here, inhaling. As we inhale, we'll take the knees away from the face and bring the toes till they're just hovering, heels and toes just hovering. And exhale, bring the knees back in. Apanasana here, simple posture. It's just figuring out how to align breath and movement with these simple postures before we get into something more complex. Inhaling away, exhaling in just a couple times. And one more. And this time bring the knees in again, reach up and just squeeze a little bit, and then maybe a little rock side to side to release that. Now we're going to take the feet back to the mat and extend the legs long. And then pressing into the forearms and the palms for support, rooting through the crown, we're going to lift the legs. Now, for additional support, you bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones at the base of the hip girdle. Or for even more support, you can bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks. So find your supportive posture here. We're going to do our scissor kicks here. So pressing through the right heel, flexing the right toes back toward the face, and then moving the right knee towards your face a little bit, holding there with the right leg. As you exhale, lower the left leg. Keep it straight if you can, till you're just hovering at the end of the exhale, and then inhale back up just past that right. Holding the left foot up, do the same. Exhale down on the right. Inhale up, and that is your movement. You try to hold that upright leg in place as you lower the opposite leg gently. And just do a few here. Breathe. Feel into the movement as you breathe. It's breath and movement here. We let the breath drive our movements here. We're still anchored in the breath, keeping our breath focused. Our awareness is on every inhale and every exhale. One of my early lessons in yoga from famous teacher Leslie Kaminoff was, when I think of anything other than inhaling and exhaling, I lose my yoga. It's a wonderful lesson for me, great teaching for me. Just be in the breath here. One more on each side. And then drop the knees into the chest, reach up and squeeze if you like, rock a little side to side, maybe even rotate the hips a little bit. If you rotate the hips, please go both directions, maybe once or twice. Beautiful. And then bring the feet down. Now our next one, we're going to get more into the core. So we're going to take the feet, move them a step or two away to create a little space in your core. The hands will come behind the head, elbows out and extended. Now don't interlace your fingers and do not pull on your head. You're just resting your fingertips at the back of your head. And we're just going to just crunch here. So the basic crunch, you didn't know that crunch was a yoga move. You didn't know crunch was a Sanskrit term. Now you've learned. So as you exhale, just lift the shoulders and the head. Now you're not pulling on the head. Just arms are just out to provide form here. Exhale. Exhale up, inhale as you come back down. We're just going to do a couple here. We're just activating the core, getting ourselves into our practice today. Working up sequentially through the body. Now the lower back stays on the mat. We're not doing a sit up here. We're just crunching in the core. So you feel that core engage, get fired up in that belly button, in that abdominal area. Maybe you feel your obliques engage also because the arms are extended, elbows out. One more here. And then lower down. The hands down by the sides. Again, walk the heels closer to the hips. Keep the knees in parallel here. The tendency is for the knees to go in parallel. So this is a wonderful place if you have a block to place your block between your thighs lightly. Now, we're not trying to crush the block. We're just trying to hold it in place. This is keeping our knees parallel. Because the tendency of the knees is to flop open in this move. We're going to move into our bridge, right? So, press into the palm, press into the feet. When you press into the feet, you may feel the pelvic bowl just shift a little bit. That's what you want. You tilt that pelvic bowl up a little bit, and then you'll begin to feel the buttocks lift. Continue to roll up into the lower back, into the middle back, into the upper back, lifting the belly button toward the sky, staying long through the crown. The weight goes into the shoulders, not the head or neck. This is our bridge posture. Find your bridge first. Press into the feet to feel the length that you can get. Lift the belly button toward the sky. Breathe deeply here. Now we're going to pulse this. Again, dynamic movement. So, exhale, lower the hips till they're just hovering above the mat. Inhale, rise up. Extension, and then continue. Movement with breath. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. And a couple more. Inhale up. Shine a little brighter. Exhale, lower down gently. Release the block. If you were using it, if not, just release yourself long. Turn the palms up. Let the toes fall open. Extend through the crown. Take a deep inhale. And a full exhale. Let everything settle for a moment. Full inhale. And as you exhale, roll to your belly. And we'll begin to move. Now bring your hands down by your hips, palms up. Bring your toes toward the bottom of your mat. Press lightly into the tops of your feet. Bring your chin, your nose, or your forehead to the mat. And then just release for a moment. Feel yourself fully supported on the front side of your body. Make any adjustments you need in order to achieve that feeling. Establish that support exists here in the same way. Now we're going to begin to lift. So, let's first of all support ourselves. So let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, thumb right at the breast line. Maybe you feel the inside of the wrist lightly against the ribs, maybe the elbows moving toward each other behind the back. Pressing into the tops of the feet, maybe feel the legs engage and the knees lift. As you inhale, slowly lift the crown of the head, lift the face, lift the chest, let the heart come forward. This is your cobra posture. Okay? Breathe here for a moment to feel into the posture. Establish yourself in the posture. And again, we're going to pulse this, moving with breath. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, lifting up. Little to no weight in your hands, maybe even pick up your hands, or else light pressure in the fingertips. You're just supporting yourself here, and move with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more here, inhale up. Exhale, lower down, turn your cheek, ear, and temple to the mat. Either way, it doesn't matter. Turn your palms up, let your heels fall open for a moment. Allow everything to settle, fall back into the support that's available to you here. Feel into the supports. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Now, bring your nose, chin, and forehead back to the mat. And we're going to work sequentially here. Remember, it's your practice. So first, let's just lift the crown of the head. Keep the arms down for support. Maybe even press the fingertips away. You'll feel the back of the palms moving in. Relax everything below the pubic bone. Just lifting from the head. Now, if you like, you can begin to press into the tops of the feet, maybe lifting the legs. Again, keep the arms down for support. Breathing here now, holding this posture. This is a hold posture. So you want to breathe deeply here as we're holding. And then maybe you lift one arm, maybe you lift both arms. Notice that you get extension through the toes and crown, gives you lift. Salabhavasana, our locust pose, breathing deep. One more here, inhale, exhale, lower down. Turn the opposite cheek to the mat. Let the heels fall open and take a breath. Releasing and relaxing and feeling the support, again, that's available to us. Now we're going to move into frog pose from here. So a half frog, if you will. So we're going to do a half frog. I'm going to turn so maybe you can hear me better. We're going to do a half frog posture here. So we'll start by bringing the left elbow under the left shoulder, the left hand under the right shoulder. So the forearm is parallel with the top of the mat. So you got support there. And then walk that elbow underneath the shoulder so that you can feel yourself lifting. The torso will lift and begin to twist slightly to the right. Now, this is your support. Working from support, fold the right knee. Now, this might be your edge. This might be your work. You'll be here. For some of you, you'll be able to reach back and grab the ankle or the yogi toe lock or just hands over the top of the toes. Again, find your expression. And then you may be able to rotate a little further to the right, bringing the heel toward the hip. Breathing deep here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Feeling into your body's wisdom. Listen to your body and let your body tell you how and when and where it would like to move. Opening. Now, if you're holding your foot, gently release without flopping. Bring your right hand back down for support. Release your left leg down. Release the left arm. And we're going to move to the other side. So just reverse everything. Bring the right elbow under the right shoulder. Right hand under the left shoulder. Right forearm parallel with the top of the mat. Walk that right elbow in a little bit so you can get some lift. And then maybe fold the left leg, maybe reach back, find the ankle, top to the foot or yogi toe lock, maybe opening a little deeper. Breathing deep, full yogic breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. If you're holding your foot, gently release without flopping as you exhale. And release the posture, come back down onto your mat. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes, and then simply press through the forearms, press the hips back toward the heels, and find your wisdom pose. Maybe hips go all the way to the heels, maybe not. Arms extended, feel that length and that rounding in the back. Okay. Now we're going to round the back. So if you can, bring your forehead in the direction of your knees. If you can, bring the crown of your head to the mat. Release your hands back towards your feet. Take your hands and grasp the heels so the fingers are on the inside and the thumbs are on the outside. Rocking the forehead toward the knees and up onto the crown of the head. This might be your edge, stay here, or if you like, very gently lift the hips, extending the arms. The arms are supporting you by holding the heels. You're rounding the back. This is our rabbit pose. Big rounding in the back here. Breathing. If your hips are high, gently return them down toward the heels, keeping the chin tucked. Release the hands alongside the knees for support. Keeping the chin tucked, gently begin to roll the torso upright, one vertebra at a time, saving the head and neck for last. As your torso comes upright, your shoulders will naturally roll up and down. Then the chin might lift level. Bring the hands to the thighs, palms up, thumb and forefinger together. We're only going to be here for a moment. I know this is an uncomfortable posture for many people. It's difficult to sit on your knees. We're just going to be here for a moment. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, release the hands down and then roll out to your table position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, align the wrists and the knees, and then curl the toes, press back through the heels. Press into the fingertips, feel your supports first, and then begin to gently lift the knees. Continue to lift, letting the head drop. The crown moves towards the mat. Chest and stomach move back toward the thighs. And then finally, allow the heels to drop towards the bottom of your mat, coming into your downward dog. Find this posture first. We're only going to be here for a moment, but I want you to take a full deep inhale. Notice the difference in the way the diaphragm moves now that we're inverted and upside down. So breathing in and breathing out. A full inhale here. A complete exhale. All right. Inhale to your plank. Now you may have to adjust your hands and feet if you were a little out of bounds. Now you're in balance. Now your crown is long. Heels extending to the bottom of the mat, crown to the top, side body long. Just feel into this strongly supported posture for a moment. Full inhale. And then as you exhale, gently lower down, knees, chest, chin, or all the way down to the mat. And then roll to your back. All right. Okay. We're going to open and then we're going to twist. Okay, so going back to our beginning posture. Inhale the arms overhead, interlock the thumb. Either way, doesn't matter. And then gently walk your feet together towards the left bottom corner of your mat. Gently walk your arms together towards the left top corner of your mat. So you're creating this bow or reverse C, this opening on the right side of the body. Now, find your extension and your length here. And then if you like, if you want to work yourself a little more challenge, you can lift the legs and lift the head and feel that length. The arms are lifted, the legs are lifted, and you're sort of side twist left. Feel that length of the right side of the body. Just opening up. This is we have a dynamic stretch here, and then we've got a twist, and then we're going into our guided rest. So if you want some motivation here, if you need to self-motivate, you can just tell yourself, oh, we're almost there. I just got to do this for a couple of breaths, and then be in your breath. If your arms and legs are lifted, gently return them. And then slowly allow yourself to come back to center line. Switch the interlock of your thumb. And then gently walk your feet to the lower right corner of your mat. Gently walk your shoulders and arms to the upper right corner of your mat. And now you've got this big open C here, or bow, opening the left side bum. And again, if you like, extend your arms and your legs, lift the head, lift the head, lift the head, find your length, find your experience, find your posture. Breathe into this. Now notice there's difference one side to the other because we're not fully symmetrical beings. So just accept that and allow that and be with that full inhale here. Complete exhale. Now, if your arms are lifted and your legs are lifted, slowly bring them back down. And then slowly bring yourself back to center line. And then release the hands down. Take the hands out 30 to 60 degrees, create some space, maybe even 90 for some of you. All right. Walk your right heel toward your right hip. Now, stay here. If you have the flexibility, you can lightly rest that right foot atop the left thigh. If you have that flexibility, it's unrequired. But from here, take a moment here to lengthen and feel the supports underneath you. And then gently pick up your hips and shift them a couple of inches to the right. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, gently let your right knee come across the body to the left, while you simultaneously look over your right shoulder. Now, the right shoulder will try to come off the mat because you're putting that twist on it. And so our goal is to keep the right shoulder relaxed and down and allow the right knee to just work with the weight of the leg and gravity. You can gently take your left hand to the right knee as a guide, and you're guiding the right knee away from the face more than you are towards the ground. We're not trying to get over more, we're trying to get open more. Breathe deep into that right hip. Massaging your internal organs and giving yourself a hug, a little love for your practice today. A full inhale here. As you exhale, slowly let everything come back to center line. Gently pick up the hips and shift them back to the center and release the right leg long. Notice the difference, right hip and left hip. And then bring the left heel towards the left hip. And again, make your choice whether you're going to just keep it rooted on the ground here, or maybe lightly atop the right thigh. Take a moment to gently shift your hips a couple inches to the left. Inhale here. As you exhale, let the left knee come across the body as you simultaneously look over the left shoulder. And again, maybe you're lightly guiding the left knee with the right hand, maybe not. You're breathing into that opening, massaging and gently hugging yourself. A little love for your practice today. Maybe you feel that body accepting and opening and allowing this wonderful twist. Full inhale into the left hip. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Shift the hips back to center. Take left leg long. And then take a moment to find yourself here as we prepare for guided rest. Let your toes fall open. Let your heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Bring your hands by your hips, palms up. Extend through the crown to the top of the mat and then pull down on the side ribs to feel your side body and the entirety of your spine on the mat. And then take a moment to provide yourself with any additional support you may want for your guided rest. Maybe you have an eye cloth, maybe you have a blanket or a bolster. I'm sorry, blanket or a shawl. Maybe you have a bolster. Anything that you would like that you have that might provide you with even 1% more support. Take a moment to bring that to. And then allow yourself to, again, feel back into being fully supported. Feel the entirety of yourself on the mat. Breathe into that. And then release, let go. You're done, you're done, be done. Allow yourself to be done. Release any shaping of the breath. Release any shaping of the body. Release any shaping of the mind. Just let go of everything and allow yourself to rest fully here. Take a moment to experience what it is to actually let go of the need to do. To let go of the schedule. To let go of the responsibility. To let go of the efforting. To let go of all expectation. To let go of identity. To just be for a moment at rest. Allowing the breath to come and go. Maybe with gratitude for the fact that the breath just seems to always show up when it is needed. That's all we need. It's this moment. Safe, steady, sure, secure, in your own space, in your own practice. A moment for yourself. The essence of self-care. Taking a moment to allow yourself to just be. Just be. Just be. As you rest in your space, I invite you, if you choose, once again, to allow to arise gratitude, a sense of gratitude. Just call gratitude forth and see what arises for you. Bring your awareness, if you choose, to the crown of your head, just outside and above the top of your head. From that point of awareness at the crown, witness yourself in your space, in your practice, in gratitude. resting in gratitude. And as you rest in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from my space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice with me. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful rest for as long as you like. And when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.